What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another week and a new year of She Said What She Said, the podcast where we interview badass women in the sports world and beyond. We have another beyond woman tonight. That's what I call my lovely ladies in the entertainment world. So they don't do sports, but they do something else completely awesome and things that I have zero talent in. However, just for the sports world, anyone watch the Rose Bowl? Hey. My little blue nails. That's right. Very excited. Great weekend of football. And so I will be speaking about a little NFL stuff too after the show. So my co-host tonight, she is new to this show, but not new to the network. She has her own show where she talks about baseball. However, tonight I am going to make her talk about the Bears. Let's welcome Miss Kristen. Hey, girl.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Hello, what she said crowd. How are you?
Welcome. Making your debut over here.
Yes. Great. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. I was like, I told you the other week, like, oh, I got to get you like on here, like, especially when it's not baseball season. You have nothing to talk about, right?
Exactly. But you're going to force me later. So that's all right.
I know I pulled that fast one on you, didn't I? She's like, shit, I'm already here. I'm already committed.
Right. Thanks.
And tell everyone too a little bit about what your show is about.
All right. So I'm on the show with Plunked with Emilio Bucks, and we talk about two teams in one city. The city we love, Chicago. Emilio Bucks is the Sox fan, and I am the Cubs fan of the show.
It is.
And so we just a lot of times complain because both teams had bad seasons last year. But we just talk about the teams. We do stretch out to some MLB things that are happening, but basically we focus on the city, the teams in the city, the bad ownership, et cetera, et cetera. It's a typical Chicago fan show.
Exactly. I live right by Wrigley Field.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm. So this season, whenever you want to go to a Cubs game,
all right.
Holler at your girl. I can give you parking passes too.
Oh, well, hey, all right.
I am right up the street.
Keep that in mind.
Right. But swinging away from baseball and things that aren't happening, we have a very exciting guest tonight. I would just do my normal ramble intro. However, we actually have a little video clip. Terrence made this today, so I will let her speak for herself.
She was told she would never dance again, but an Austin native wasn't going to let a debilitating disease stand in her way, and now she's giving back.
When I got diagnosed, my doctor actually told me that I would not be able to dance because it was a very chronic case.
Dance gives you that feeling to be able to grasp onto something that's bigger than you.
Somebody wants your love. Somebody wants your love. Yeah. Somebody wants your love. Somebody wants your love. Somebody wants your love. Somebody wants your love.
She runs her own dance company, works for the Joffrey Ballet, and strives to inspire young girls every day.
I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. 'Cause it feels so good. I know you work my nerves good. I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. Get enough of your love. I know I should let you go, yeah.
Now she's trying to bring ballet to more girls across the city, inviting them out of their neighborhoods to dance.
I just don't know about you. Wanna give you my all. You got me tripping on you, but I don't wanna fall. You know it all. No, I didn't see you at the party. I was rocking to my favorite song, finding my own.
I think that will do a little better of an intro than I could ever do.
Right.
Let's welcome Miss Dani Jo Williams. Hey!
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, I was not expecting that intro. That was great.
Right?
Oh, thank you so much. How have you guys been?
We're fantastic. Yes. Terrence made that one. I cannot take any credit for it. However, I'm the one that pressed play, so I'll take some credit.
There you go. Get some credit.
Right.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. It was great looking back on everything, because sometimes you don't know almost everything you've done,
Right. And you stay busy.
Great.
Yes.
Songs.
Yes, I've been listening to you on Spotify today.
That's
why when you tuned in, Alexa was trying to talk back to me, because I had just told her to turn off, and so she was all like, "Yeah, When I asked Kristen how was her day, Alexa's like, "Well."
She's always trying to be in the conversation. I just don't understand.
She really is. She's ready to do that. But yeah, I'm a Spotify listener, so I had you playing on Spotify today. So if you see your Spotify's going up,
Thank
girl.
Yeah, that's where I listen to Spotify as well.
Mm-hmm. Kristen, what platform do you use to listen
I actually use Spotify, and since you said that, I was making a mental note to check out some Dani Jo's music on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
That last one, I was glad you guys didn't catch me moving a little bit to it.
You got me moving. I was like,
yeah. So yeah, it's RubyGldSmoke on Spotify, and I've been so excited because singing has been like kind of the newest venture. So
okay.
Exciting.
Okay. So you're originally a dancer, right? That is your main talent.
It's funny because originally I'm both.
Mm-hmm.
I started dancing at 3, but I was also singing in church. My family was the only people that knew I could sing. I was shy to sing outside of church, so dancing was easier outside of church. So I started there, but then when the pandemic happened, my husband was already a singer. So I decided, hey, I want you to produce me. That's what I asked him. And he was like, well, what if we did a group? And that's how we ended up getting our group together. And we used 2020. We launched our first album, released it, and then 2 more albums after that. So I literally just started recording during the pandemic.
Wow. Okay. You sound like you've been recording for years.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
Man. How is it? So your husband plays, what was it, 5, 6, 12 instruments, something insane like that?
Yeah, so technically he plays 6 instruments, but I literally can watch him pick up an instrument that he doesn't know and just learn it and play it within like a week. Jesus. So it was funny because when I started learning how to play guitar, we started at the same time. And so I got my guitar. You probably can see my guitars over here. I don't know if you can see them.
Hey, there it is.
So I started learning to play guitar in 2020. And so I pick up my acoustic guitar, I give her a name, call her Sunny. And he gets an electric guitar. And so we learn guitar at the same time, but he is playing like Prince in like 2 months. And I'm still like, picking. So I was like, what? Let me switch over to the bass. I got the bass and it was down packed. That was much more easier for me.
Right. Yeah.
But he definitely plays 6 instruments. And
does he do like woodwind, string, keyboard, all of them?
So he's brass, drum, guitar, bass guitar. Look, you're putting me on the spot trying to remember everything he does. Trumpet, yeah. So
okay, so but he does the things where you like blow into them as well as like straight like
keys. So it was interesting because he was basically my teacher. Like I learned music theory from him, piano and guitar, bass guitar. So it was really cool to work with him. And when he asked me, I was like, hell yeah, you're like the modern day Prince. Why wouldn't I want to be in a group with you?
Now, are you the songwriter for you guys?
Interesting question. So we write together, like, and it's funny because I'm like the person that comes up with 50 million concepts. I'm like a visual person. So if I hear music, I can create a story really quick. And he's the person that could like make the story lines, like the punch lines. So we love to write together because it makes this marriage. So yeah, so we write together.
Okay. And then who does all the production? And do you guys have your own studio and everything like that?
Yeah, so we have our own studio at home, especially during the pandemic. That was perfect because we already had a studio because he was working in it. And when I learned how to play the instruments, I was able to produce as well on our first 2 albums. On our last album, he did most of the instrumentation and I just kind of like co-produced and gave directions on what I wanted to do. Cause for the last album, I wanted to do more upfront dancing and, things like that. As you saw Forbidden Fruit, that's kind of like what I was doing.
Yeah, exactly. I did. Hey, Terrence, thanks for the intro video.
Yes, thank you.
He's at the Bulls game, I believe. I'm still stuck on writing a song together with your husband because I feel like songwriting can be a very intimate thing. Talking to Elisa 2 weeks ago, where she was saying for her, it was kind of like poetry coming out and telling her own story.
Yes.
How do you not argue?
So it's interesting because the first time we started writing together was he was an artist. So when he's still an artist, but when he was a solo artist, I would write with him on all his albums. He's currently dropping his 7th album this Saturday.
Okay.
So I was always writing, on his album. So we kind of already had a flow. But when it came to RubyGldSmoke sound, it was a total different sound. And the writing process was more so like therapy for us because we were writing about love and like our marriage, some of our heartbreaks, things like that. So like, for example, when, I don't know if you heard our Ancestors' Wildest Dream album, but
I've only heard the newest one.
Yes. So all of the songs on those albums felt like therapy sessions.
Okay.
Like we were just together, but when we would talk about what we wanted to talk about, like I'll be crying about something that happened, before I met him or whatever situation is going on, and we'll write about it, and it felt like therapeutic, So that's why it was easy to write that way. Also, because we're best friends, it's kind of like I get to share, he's sharing, and we're not gonna be like, oh my God, you're weird. We're vulnerable, so it's okay.
Weird.
You're weird. Why do you feel that way? You're weird.
Right. What do you mean?
Like what?
If you have somebody like that writing with you, you hate it.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, have you guys ever written for anyone else, or you just stick to writing for yourselves?
Yeah. So that's one of the things we love to do. Actually, we are working together with Elisa on her album that she.
Fun!
But yeah, we work with other people. We love to bring them good music and help them write. We've recently, I don't know if you know Selena Johnson, but Selena Johnson is an R&B artist, and we've written and worked with her, and with Twista, the rapper. So yeah, we've done some work working with other people. We also have our own record label, so we have artists that we work with on our label as well, and work with their music and songwriting. So it's fun.
Oh, that is so impressive. Do you write raps for Twista? Because I don't think anyone can
No.
write sassy raps, right? You do the hook.
No, yeah, just the hook and the concept.
Right, the hook is probably where you
not
go.
writing any raps for Twista. Got it, and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. It's like, oh man, talk about blast from the past with someone that
Right.
I love.
Yeah.
Oh my god, love that.
Yeah.
Now, are you going to be singing? You two going to be singing the hooks on any of his songs, or you were just writing?
No, so Twista just put out Shooter Ready. It's an album that he just did, and pretty much just worked with the writing and the production team on that album. So we didn't actually write the words, obviously, but we were part of the team and collaborating for that album.
Oh, fun. I'll have to check that one out too. I remember hearing that he had like a new album, and I was like, oh, Twista's still making music? This brings me joy.
Yes.
Yeah. So you said you started dancing when you were 3 years old. What styles were your first in?
So it's funny, like in training, my first style was ballet.
Mm-hmm.
But my first style of just dancing on my own was hip hop, right? I was 3, and my mom always tells this story, and she's probably gonna say I told it wrong, but I was on the west side of Chicago, so there's this daycare called Little Folks Cottage, and I would go there, and so when she came to pick me up, the teacher was like, you need to put your child in dance. And she was like, why? What's going on? She's like, because every time we play this game called Going to Kentucky, it's a game where one person stands in the middle and they like kind of shake their hips and you sing the song, I'm going to Kentucky, I'm going to the fair, to see who's waiting there, to shake it to the west, shake it to the east, just real sassy. So I would do that. And so the teacher was like, and she's not just dancing, she's performing. Like, she's only 3. You need to get her in something. And so my mom was like, okay. So she put me in ballet. And then after ballet, I got into hip hop, African, jazz, and did some modern and contemporary. And I studied at Columbia College. And then when I was diagnosed with IC, I ended up leaving Columbia College and focusing on getting well. And after getting well, it was funny because after I got well, that's when I got all of my professional gigs. It was just like I got Broadway shows in Bronzeville. I started, my dance company and started working with Joffrey. Just everything happened after I got that healing.
Okay. So tell us about your diagnosis and your... Is it is it a chronic condition that you still have now, or?
Yeah. So, back in 2012, I was diagnosed with interstitial cystitis, which is called, it's basically the scientific word for painful bladder syndrome. And, what at the time that I was diagnosed, doctors didn't have much that they knew about it.
Okay.
So they didn't really have much medicine. They had medicine, but it was not, it was kind of like debilitating. You kind of was just on bed rest all the time. And so my hope was that if I'm a dancer, who wants to just be in the bed? So I was like, let me talk to my doctor. My doctor was saying, well, there's only 2 ways. You can either take the medicine or you can do what they call an IC diet. And if you do this IC diet, you may still feel pain because you're not taking medicine. But you'll be able to figure out what foods are creating the bladder, the flare-ups, and the chronic pain, and not eat that food. Okay. So I tried doing that, and I felt better. So for about 10 years, that's the diet I was on. Literally this year, 2022, I saw a different doctor. And this doctor, shout out to Rush Hospital, was like, actually, we have new findings on IC. And we found out that the nerves from your spine are traveling to your pelvic area and telling your pelvis to react. and it's causing your bladder to crunch up. And so they decided, you know what, we're going to give you therapy. You don't have to do surgery or anything or stay on this diet after you do therapy, because you can do that as a holistic training every day. So now I literally just do physical therapy. And I have not felt pain in about 6 months.
Wow. Oh, wow. That's
That is.
And are you just eating whatever you want now?
No, well,
are you sticking to the
right? So the icy diet was really, really picky, right? You couldn't have anything acidic, anything spicy, anything, like I couldn't even eat strawberries, right?
Apparently strawberries are super acidic. Like I've learned this.
So now I'm able to eat those acidic fruits and different things that I couldn't eat. Like I couldn't even have chocolate. So now I'm able to still eat, like I'm able to eat more of those healthy foods that were not in the icy diet. I don't eat beef and pork, so I'm a pollo pescatarian.
Okay.
And now I've been like discovering how things taste again. So I don't know if you know, but if you haven't ate something in 10 years and then all of a sudden you have it, you're going to be like discovering like you're a child or a baby.
Yeah, like your taste buds.
Yeah, so my husband was laughing at me, like, because he was the only person in the house that could drink the orange juice, and I would always have apple juice. So after getting physical therapy, I decided, okay, can I have some orange juice? I was excited. And oh my God, it's amazing. I told him, I said, why didn't you tell me orange juice was this good? He was so upset because now he can't have orange juice to himself. So kind of caused the problem.
So bottomless mimosas is what you're saying is now the go-to.
Well, you know, I don't drink alcohol, but
so
orange
just
juice and
the
pineapples,
juice.
yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh,
so now that you stopped the diet, you're working with the physical therapy. Are you still teaching dance, or did you get to go back to doing that?
So actually, TL is my husband. We have a nonprofit called Symphony of Change, where we hire dance teachers. I teach the dance teachers. We hire dance teachers to teach in CPS and Chicagoland area schools. So we bring arts and dance and music to different schools. So we've been doing that since 2016.
Okay.
So after Joffrey, that's exactly where I went. I went to Symphony of Change, and now I'm the executive director here. And I love bringing dance to the schools. It's just amazing.
That's great.
Oh, fun. And you know, there's so many, like, especially Chicago public schools, it seems like the arts is, you know, the first thing to go, right? With budget cuts, they cut the music, they cut the art, and like I'm not necessarily like in elementary school, I would have loved to have been X'd out of music class because I'm tone deaf and I cannot sing. But you know, when I think about like what gym class, right, what sports brought to me, that is giving someone like, you know, my mom is very musically inclined. She has like a baby grand piano. She plays, you know, all the whatever composers, and she sings in choirs. I did not get any of those genes at all. But you know what I mean? You think about like different people have different passions, and to like eliminate something that so many people have a passion for. It's sad to see in schools.
Yeah,
it is. It does definitely take the heart out of school, you know, because if there's no art, it's funny, like we think that art is just art, but literally when the pandemic happened, everybody turned to art, right?
Yeah, true.
They turned to sports and art, really. And then sports stopped, you know, so it was like, okay, what do we do? But if you're in school and all you're doing is learning and there's no artistic outlet, it's not just about art, it's also about how art is in everything. Like literally to do your podcast, there's an art to it. Visuals, he just Terrence just made an intro video. That's art.
Someone designed my nails.
Yes, someone designed it. Like, we can't wake up every morning and not see art. So it's kind of weird to take something out of school that is actually going to help someone in any profession.
Right.
Doesn't make sense to me. And then it also, art is enhancing your social emotional skill and your emotional intelligence. So we become better people when we experience art. So it's really weird to take arts out of school and not value it by saying, hey, it's the first to go. Obviously, that means you don't value it. Right. The value of arts needs to be back in schools, and kids need it just because of those things we just talked about. Like, point blank, period.
Yeah. And, and art is, you can do art on a computer, right? Graphic design, but art in itself, like, you're not on your phone, right? There's no technology. So like I said, I'm not artistic. I don't live in that realm. However, one thing that I do is I do the elaborate paint by numbers, right? That take you like 30 plus hours to do. And I had stopped doing them over the pandemic because I had moved I was working from home so much, like I moved my work into where I was painting, and I got a cat, and cats like to walk on things. And I actually just started doing it again because I have an office now in my spare bedroom, and now I paint with a spray bottle. So when my cat gets close, I'm like, you want some of this smoke, bro? But it's like I just get lost in it, right? I'll be doing it for hours, right? Like I don't look at my phone. I put some podcasts on, and then I'm just in my zone. And it's like so many things that you can think about and process through.
Yes,
it's art, right? I'm doing something with my hands.
It's therapeutic. That's why when they take out, it's the mental and the emotional issues that a lot of the students have. Art is an outlet. It's therapeutic. But for them to always take that and all the specials, they take out music, they'll take out gym, they take out all the specials first. But that's
usually not gym, right? Because athletics always.
Well, that's true. I guess it depends if your school is in athletics. Like high schools are definitely not going to take it out, but some grammar schools, or you'll barely get it. You'll get it once a month, or they'll have to change the schedule because they need to put in more to get the tests because they all want tests. But in the meantime, the students have lost their outlet. Several who need it. Like there's so many people who need art, and
yes.
But it has opened up doors for. Is it Symphony of Change? I'm sorry if I'm saying it incorrect.
Yes, Symphony of Change. You're right.
So taking out some of the art teachers and the art classes has opened the door for enrichment programs to come into schools. So I guess it helps sometimes. It has helped that.
It's a Band-Aid, right?
Yeah.
And it's a good. So how many schools are you guys working with?
So this year we worked with 5 schools, but within since 2016, we've worked with 15. So each year we have about a couple of schools and in Chicago, and we also do like events. So like last year we did Move. It's called Move with Purpose. I'm sorry, that's the program. It's called Movement. Movement is a fundraiser that we did where our dance teachers actually performed. So usually they don't get a chance to perform because they're always teaching and they're getting their students ready for each show. So we thought it'd be great if we did a fundraiser where the teachers actually can perform. The kids could see them perform. If they wanted to, like if their parents allowed them to come, they could see them perform. But it was a fundraiser that the public can come to at Madison Street Theater and see them perform and see what they're bringing to the students. Because without the teachers, who are going to teach them?
Right. Exactly.
So we did that, and it was basically a concert where the dance teachers danced, and then we also had singers. So it was just all beautiful. It was fun. So we do that. We've done fun food drives, clothing drives, things like that. So just giving back.
Oh, it's phenomenal. Right. Yeah, and that's like, I mean, you said only 5 schools. I'm like, oh wow, that's nice. Like that's 5 schools that would not have,
right.
enrichment programs. Like,
Yeah.
like that's like 5 schools that didn't have any, you know what I mean? And you're bringing
Yeah.
that to think of how many children that you're touching lives that, so don't say just 5.
Right.
Say 5. Like that's like, I was like, oh shoot,
That
that's
is
like a
great.
lot of, because you need a lot of like, that's like
Yeah.
one school per day, right? Type thing. So that's awesome.
Thank you.
And do you and your husband run that one, or just you? Is that your solo
Yes.
project because it's dance?
No. So Symphony of Change it was funny when we started dating. My question to him was, "What are you building?" And I said, "In the next 5 years, what are you building?" And he was like, "I want to build an art school." And I was like, "Oh my God, me too." And so Symphony of Change came about because we both had that vision. And so that's, and at first it started off with music because I was at Joffrey. So we didn't have a dance area. It was just the music department. And when I decided, hey, I'm going to resign from Joffrey and come do our dance program, that's when we had dance and music.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. You guys are busy.
And you do everything together. Like, y'all must really like each other.
Love for you right
we
there.
work well together.
That's love, man.
Yes. Our most recent thing is actually, like I just told you, that art is in everything, but this thing, it just happened without us even knowing it was going to happen. But we have a natural hair care line. And
of course, why wouldn't they?
You had room for 5 more things.
Yeah.
5, just 5.
Yeah, just 5.
But that happened because I wanted to go back to school. And I hadn't finished school. My last time in school was at Columbia, and we all know what happened there. And so I was like, I really want to finish school. This was 2021. I was like, I want to finish school, and I just want to finish. Something is telling me to go back and finish. I feel like God is telling me to finish. And I was like crying, like I'm emotional. I'm a Cancer. So I was like, I just need to go back. Can I go back? I think I should go back. And he was like, yeah, just do it. So in 2021, I went back to school. I only had 1 year left, and I decided to go to school online for entrepreneurship. I mean, I'm already an entrepreneur, but I was like, I'm just going to go. So when I went, I had a professor that asked us, all the students, to create a business that never existed. So I couldn't cheat and be like, I'm going to use one of our businesses. Right? It had to be something new. And I was just like racking my brain because she said, you have to really believe in it. So I was like, everything we have, I already believe in. Why can't I just use that?
Right.
Yeah. She's going to look it up and see it. So she's going to know I see it.
Like that's already there.
Right. So I was like, babe, help me, and he was like, well, what do you really love to do? And I love to do natural hair. I love educating people about it. I've started my cousin's locks. I was that kid that was doing hair in the kitchen, so he was like, what do you want to do? And I do his hair. So he was like, well, why don't we do a e-commerce beauty supply where we ship wash day boxes to customers. So I did that for my project, and my teacher also has natural hair. She's Black, and she was like, I would love for you to actually make this real. Like, this is so good. You should do it. So, because we had to make a logo, everything, right? And so I got an A on this project, and she's like, you should go and do this. Let me know when you've launched it. So we launched in 2021, the same year, literally like a month after. And after launching, we got accepted into the Amazon's marketplace. and their Black Business Accelerator program. And then we got featured in Essence.
Why wouldn't they?
Virtual, yes. and then literally, so we were a beauty supply store, and then all of a sudden, my husband wakes up one day and he's like, "We need to make our own product because I can't find anybody that has apple cider vinegar in their product in their products." So I started researching, and we made our own product ourselves. And so then we trademarked and literally launched our first product November of 2022. So now we're a hair care line. And so it happened like that. And I graduated in October of last year. And now Shatira Beauty is a new natural hair care line. And it's just been amazing because it was something that we weren't trying to do. Like everything else was like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have a label. We're going to have a nonprofit. This was not planned. This was like, I just had a desire to go back to school. And I feel like that was all God saying, hey, go back to school because I have this plan for you.
I mean, who creates an entire hair care line as quickly as you?
Who doesn't?
I mean, when you guys decide, when you speak it into existence, well, you guys, it's like a turnaround. Your idea
gotta get done.
Right. Where did the name for the brand come from?
My middle name is Shatira. So my name is Dandria Shatira Williams. Shatira is my middle name. My grandmother on my dad's side named me Shatira, but my granny is the only one that actually calls me that. My granny is on my mom's side.
Okay.
So I have both my grandmothers, which is a blessing.
Wow,
but my granny on my mom's side, she sees me every time she sees me, she says, "Hey, Shatira, how you doing?" And I always feel like so beautiful, when she says that, the way that she says it. And all the other cousins are usually like, "You don't call me by my middle name," like.
Right. Yeah.
So I just feel beautiful and like really special. So I was like, Shatira Beauty. I feel like that's what it should be called.
Okay.
That is a nice story.
That is so sweet.
So your middle name Shatira.
Yes.
And where does Dani Jo come from?
Dani Jo, yes. So my name is Dandria. A lot of people don't know how to pronounce it right because they'll say Dandria or Deandria or Dandrea, and I'm like, it's just Dandria. And my mom's name is Andrea. So my family, they call me Dani, right? And when I was dancing, I was in a 1920s musical, and in that play, everybody had like a 1920s name. My maiden name is Johnson. So like Dandria Johnson, and they were calling me Dani. So they were like, we can call you Dani Jo. So I was doing that Duke Ellison play, and everybody on set called me Dani Jo. And there was another Danny who was a guy. He was also my dance partner. So it was like Dani Jo. And after that show, I was Dani Jo forever.
Okay. Oh, shit. I love that. Yeah, it's a homage to your maiden name,
Right.
So it's like you didn't lose your name when you got married. You just shortened that and added to it.
Right.
Oh, that's sweet.
You have great stories.
I know, right? It was like, let's just find some random thing. We're gonna get a story. She's like, well, I made that. I did this. What else? But I will say, did you do your own hair?
Yes.
So such an art form, right? When we were talking about art and creating, when you're saying you're doing the locks, I'm like, oh yeah, it's art, right? It's like, because it's not just like, what do I do with my hair? Blow it dry, straighten it. I mean, it's because like, let's be real. If someone does their locks wrong, it looks terrible. But you can tell the beauty of it. And so that is another little area you're going for the artistic realm.
Yeah. Yeah. When they started off, I started my locks the leap year, February 29th, 2020.
Nice.
And
it's my college best friend's birthday.
Oh. But when I started them, they were very, very short.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be 3 years, and they grew very quickly, and so I'm very proud.
Yeah, I'll say that's 3 years growth. Wow.
Yeah. When I heard you say 2020, I was like, and they're that long already?
I know. I'm like doing the math in my head here. Like, okay, divide the 5.
Right.
Those are pretty long.
Yeah, they grew pretty long, and I have like one long lock that's like it's the longest one by itself. I'm like, I'm not cutting you. You just go, baby.
Go, live your dream, your dream. And
you're gonna create something based off of that. I know you and your husband will think of something creative. We're gonna create the foundation because of this long braid. And when we tell the stories, we get the long lock.
Right.
I was reading, I don't remember what magazine it was, maybe Allure, about a Black woman who does photography, and she does self-portraits with her doing natural hair styles, but like she'll add to it, and she'll do like these elaborate, like she'll make like into like a heart or like these super duper. Yeah, and I looked at that, and that's what when you said something with the hair, I immediately thought of that, of like, this was someone that she was kind of looking for that inspiration of like, what should I do for my photography? And it was like hair is art. And it was super cool. But yeah, so you could do her stuff, whatevs. It's super intricate though. It's beautiful.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
I love it.
And what is, I know I've heard of people using the apple cider vinegar in hair before. What was the reason for your husband searching that particular product out? What is that product help with?
So basically we were using apple cider vinegar on his hair already in one product, but that product was Shea Moisture's product, and it was always not on the shelf. Like always out of stock. And so we would be trying to find other products that were natural hair care products that had apple cider vinegar in it, and there were not a lot. So apple cider vinegar is really good at cleaning your scalp of any buildup, especially if you have any scalp issues like itchy scalp, dandruff, scalp psoriasis, things of that nature. I have itchy scalp, so I like using that. My husband has scalp issues as well, so we always would look for that. And so it also creates a shiny hair shaft, and it's just so many benefits that promotes healthy hair because it creates a better pH balance for your hair. And so we were like, yes, we need it because I'm tired of trying to find it. like we need to figure it out. And so when we did figure out that we could do it ourselves, I could just go and learn. And because it's natural hair care products, it's not like I'm being a chemist.
Right.
I have to, put synthetic things
There's
together.
No sulfates.
Right. No sulfur, no parabens, like any of that. So it was so cool to be able to formulate it in our kitchen and really start figuring out, oh, wow, this is how you put this together. Oh, you make a shampoo like this. And I felt like the kitchen was like all of a sudden like this playground where we're just figuring things out. And when we got the right formula, we tried it. We tested it out on ourselves first.
Of course.
For months, making sure that it wasn't, gonna tear our hair up and
right.
bald, So, and then we let family and friends try it out, and they loved it. So we sent it to the market. So we're excited because we'll be soon in stores this year. So we're excited.
Ah, shoot.
Any specific stores or?
I can't share that.
You can't share it yet. It's funny. It's funny.
Once I know I can email you and let you know.
I'll let her know. I love it. And are you So you have the one product. Are you guys already thinking of more ways to expand? I mean, I'll tell you how many hair care products I have. It is a
So yeah, right now we have the apple cider vinegar and aloe vera clarifying shampoo. That's a 2-in-1 shampoo that also conditions your hair. So the next product coming is a leave-in conditioner. Because you want to be able to leave it in, you know? So, but we are having a full line for the apple cider vinegar and aloe vera. And then we're doing a men's line. So
of course, why not?
Right. So we're gonna do a men's line.
See, you're up to 5, aren't you?
Right. Yes, that is the magical number.
Yes. We'll have a men's line, and then after that, a kids line. So we're really working.
That's great.
All from just a project from one professor.
School project. See, kids, school. That's why school's important. See what happens?
Yeah.
See what happens.
And it's also not just the school. It's having teachers and role models that care about you and can relate to you, that might look like you, that, you know what I mean? If you had some old white dude, look, there's nothing wrong with old white men, but I talk about them all the time. An old white man wouldn't understand what you're doing.
That's very true.
Yeah.
They would be like, what's wash day? I wash my hair every day. You know what I mean? What's natural hair? This is my, like, they don't understand.
Yes. It's funny. You say that. And literally, that's why I was in my business plan and my homework assignments, I was always explaining wash day, thinking that's, you know, because I'm taking the class online and I don't know what color, what nationality my teacher is. So I'm like, okay, let me explain wash day, because they probably don't know what I'm talking about. And and to find out that, oh, she's Black like me. Oh, she gets it.
She knows the pain of wash day sometimes.
So it was really great to have that.
What a phenomenal thing. So
I'm sure part of your organization, entrepreneurship, is eventually going to become one of your classes too, isn't it?
You're probably right. It's like one of those passions where you can't run away from it. Sooner or later, you're gonna teach someone, because that's the beauty of life. Like if we're not teaching anyone what we know, then what are we here for?
Right.
There's nothing to pass down, you know.
Yeah. So so I know we're building the leave-in conditioner, right? We have the album that just came out. We're going to be in a store, TBD. What else is on the horizon for Dani Jo for 2023?
Oh gosh. So there's so much on my
solo album.
So I am in the
Speak
studio
it
working.
into existence.
I am in the studio working, but I don't know what it is yet.
Okay.
It's still in this creative state. It's like 2022 showed me that I can trust myself and do anything, right? So in 2023, it was just like, okay, let's hit the ground running. Whatever you want to do, let's do it. Just manifest it and do it, because that's how it's supposed to go. That's it. I said what I said,
You sure did.
So I'm working on new music. TL and I are working on new music, but I am going to be doing more of the singing. It's not a solo album, but I'm doing more singing. And more of, like I told you, the Shatira Beauty stuff, but really just more traveling, because, more of that. But I don't know if you knew this, I am TL Williams' manager. So,
of course you are.
Yes. So I manage my husband's artist career.
Oh, okay.
And so he's on tour because his album it's coming out on the 7th, which is his birthday. It's entitled Self-Care. I did help on that, and RubyGldSmoke is featured, so I'm featured on that.
Yay.
album, and that drops Saturday.
Like,
literally in 3 days. So self-care drops Saturday. We'll be touring. I'll be singing on the tour. So that's also something, like, that's why I said traveling. Yes, because the tour has to happen. Next week we'll be in Norfolk, Virginia.
Okay.
That's the next stop. So this weekend, the 7th, we'll be at Blue 26 at the album release / birthday party, and I'll performing there. That's at 6 p.m. Tickets are still on sale. And then next week, I'll be in Norfolk, Virginia. We'll be performing there. And so, yeah, we're starting our tour off right on the first week of January.
Wow.
When you said travel, I don't know why. I was thinking, oh, they're going to leisurely go to the beach. No. Work.
I was thinking that. I was thinking, and then the album self-care. So, you're going to travel for some self-care.
Right? Yes. Of course. It's funny because tour, everything's funny to me. I just realized that. Anyway.
You're a funny person, so.
So touring, a lot of people, when they tour, they go back to back, right? It's like this date, and then like the next day they flew out somewhere else, and it's just hectic. We don't like to tour that way. We literally feel like you don't get time to have self-care when you do that.
Yeah.
So we like to like spread it out. Like this weekend is a show, and then next weekend is a show. Last weekend was a show. So we kind of do it like that. And then when we have a show, we go and actually like go to the beach. I remember last year we went, we toured in Miami Beach for spring break. And the show was like at 7. That whole morning we was at the beach. We was like, we'll catch them at sound check. Let's go. So it feels like touring isn't work because we always make sure we're vacating at the same time. We feel like if you are working, you should work somewhere where you feel like it's a vacation. Don't have to vacation from work. That's just how we feel. And it's probably because we're creatives.
I love it. What do you do for self-care? So creating product lines is not self-care. That can be a hobby, that can be a passion, but I'm talking about self-care. Thanks.
So for me, I'm a introvert, right?
Okay.
It looks like I'm not, but I am. If I go out and I'm at a club, actually TL is going to be talking to people and I'm not. He's the extrovert, I'm the introvert. So literally self-care for me is like being on the couch, watching my favorite shows. Like Abbott Elementary comes on tonight.
Yes. Oh, is it back this week?
Yeah.
Yes. And then going and taking a 2-hour bath and being like, that's just me. Skincare. Like I'm the self-care person that's just like, just leave me at home. Like leave me at home and let me just pamper myself. Like that's how I am.
I love it. You need to know what helps you. I'm a big bath person myself too. So, and I haven't taken one in like a week or so, and I can feel it. Yeah. And I know one of my girlfriends got some bath stuff for Christmas, but she was like, I don't take baths. Here you go. I'm like, yes, I will take all of the re-gifting things you want to give me when it comes to my bathtub. Because I'll do the Epsom salt, especially when I'm sore, or I'll do the bath bombs, or any weird like thing you can give me to put in a tub. Like, bubbles. I need something in there to make it like the glitter, the colorful ones, whatever. I just want something in there with me.
Yes. That's always, it's so comforting. Like you just
I read magazines in the bath. What do you do in the bath?
I'm on my phone. Sometimes I'm on my
phone away.
No, not for Instagram or anything, but I'm on my phone on the Calm app.
Okay.
So the Calm app got like so much you can do on it. Like you can listen to stories.
No, I don't know this one.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yes.
you can listen to stories. You can do like music. It can be like soundscapes, sleepy time. I'm not going to sleep in the bathtub though, so I never do this.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Right.
Don't need those problems.
So yeah, I'm either doing that or I'm doing the audible, books.
Okay.
So I just got through reading was Bamboozled by Jesus, by Yvonne Orji.
Okay.
And so that was really cool. I just finished this book and I can't even remember the name of it. It's gonna come to me. But anyway, that's what I do on my phone.
Sure.
I'm just like doing things like that. So yeah, I know, nerdy.
No, it's self-care. It's relaxing.
It's self-care. I will be reading Cloud Cuckoo Land before I go to bed. Like, I still don't know what the book's about, really. Like, I kind of know. I'm like not that far in, but it was supposed to be one of the best books of like 2021. Because I read that, I was like, I don't understand what this book is about, but it got all these awards, and I'm like, well, let's go. It's an easy read. I'm still not sure how these different things come together, but we'll find out.
Yes. Oh, I remember the name of the book. It's Faith in the Marketplace.
I don't think I've heard that one.
Yeah, it was really good. I just finished that one.
I'll have to look that one up. Excellent. So you got a few things in the store. And so what else are you building 5 years from now?
So 5 years from now, building, first of all, Shatira Beauty is going to be everywhere, right? Building a multi-millionaire business. That's what we're building. Building an even closer marriage. Building more funding for at-risk youth. So not just programming, but having funds for them so that, they can have what they need. I grew up on the west side of Chicago. I was an at-risk youth. So that's why I want to make sure that it's there for them. They shouldn't have to need socks.
No.
Right?
Right.
It's funny because it's ironic, not funny, that when I would teach dance in schools, the thing that the kids lacked the most was socks. It was
interesting.
It was like,
yeah.
And it'd be cold outside, and then I'm like, okay, let's take our shoes off so we can dance in our socks for like ballet if they don't have ballet shoes. And most of the kids didn't have socks.
Wow.
So we had to go get them socks and get them ballet shoes, like those little resources where you're wondering why these kids are acting. Maybe they have a behavior issue or something. Well, maybe because their feet is cold.
Yeah.
Small things like that.
Right. And you think about how nice like new socks feel.
Yeah.
In your toes.
They do.
It's like a little simple joy of life.
Yes.
But yeah, we gotta give that to the kids.
Yes. So that's what I'm building. I'm building I feel like my husband and I are just building a better life. When the reason why self-care even came about is because he, during RubyGldSmoke's tour, he actually suffered a panic attack and decided, like, you know what, let me take a break and just focus on self-care, because he was on his self-care because he was focusing on everybody else.
Right.
And when he took his break, I thought about doing the same thing. Like, okay, I need to make sure I'm taking care of me too. So when that started happening, we started being more intentional about our self-care, our time, our boundaries, and just making sure we're always happy or we're in tune with ourselves. Because when you're not, that's when you start things just are not aligned.
Yep.
And I feel like that causes us to make sure our lives are always intentional. Like, for example, for Christmas, we decided intentionally we don't want to gift each other anything. We just want to spend time with each other. So this holiday, we did not do a Christmas tree. We did pray to Jesus and thank God for everything, but we did not give each other anything because we wanted to just be in each other's presence and not, just make it about gifts and be intentional about things. And so this was like one of my favorite holidays this, past Christmas and New Year, because we really were there for each other, our families. We saw all of our families, and we had really joyous occasions, seeing everybody. So I want to take that in the future with me every day.
Can I offer you another project I think you should do?
What?
You and your husband should write a book about having a healthy relationship, how to work together, how to have your own therapy.
Sherry, that's hilarious.
Let me tell him we got something else to do next.
Manifest that. Were you thinking that too, Kristen?
Yes, I was gonna ask. I was like, so when are you gonna start your memoir so you can get your book together? From all your experiences, but especially working together with your husband and just So see,
music
now
to be therapy and creating.
Remember that she said it.
That's right. I was going to say. So remember, your little forward should be something about Sherry. Remember that.
Yes. Dedicated all to me. Thanks.
Yes. Oh man, that's great. I love that. When we did Revolutionary Love, that was one of the things we wanted to do.
Yeah.
That album made us think so much about how revolutionary it is for us to stay together, be together, Black love, just so much.
Well, that's going to be the name of the book then, Revolutionary Love.
There you go. Because in the pandemic, so many couples started working together, started creating businesses and things like that. So, and we're still dealing with it. And so if those businesses are successful, this is a great time for you guys to do a book about working together, being successful, still maintaining your entire relationship. It's not all about business and everything. This is a great time because so many couples are now in business together.
And a lot of them ain't always happy about it either. So they could probably use a little reading.
They're in business together, but they may not be together.
Right.
Wow. Well, thank you for that. Okay.
I didn't think you had enough going on, so I figured one more project, right?
Just one more. That shouldn't be enough.
We'll just toss it in there. We'll look for the book, Revolutionary Love, coming to stores in 2024.
Because it's not going to take them long to do it. Now that
no, they're going to start writing. Because they're songwriters, right? So they can write a book, just fix it and put it into first person or whatever. And I don't know how you do these things, but y'all already write. So
it'll be done real quick.
Maybe write songs to each other or something in the book too.
That could be.
I swear, you guys,
that could probably end each chapter.
We did not do it, but we were thinking about doing that with Revolutionary Love because of the songs in that book. So it's crazy in that album. So that's some really good stuff right there. I'm going to make sure you're in the forward.
Yes, I cannot wait. So you did get out of one thing. Terrence was saying he wished he was there to play How Chicago Are You? Because I'm sure you saw your girl do that.
Yeah.
He's not available.
I was watching and I was like, if they ask me any sports question, then I guess I'm not Chicago because I don't know.
The good news for you is I'm from Michigan, so I can't ask those questions.
I'm from Chicago, but can't ask you anything. So.
Okay.
I should have paid attention to Terrence's questions. I could have just asked them again.
Right.
Written them down so I could ask them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, she already saw some of them, so we would have to get completely new ones too. We all know this. What do they always ask? Harold's or Uncle Remus? Don't they always ask that question? Which one do you?
So
you're West Side, so Uncle Remus.
I grew up on Uncle Remus, but when I tasted Harold's, I was like, okay, you know what? So I might have to cheat on you. So
Okay, so it's a toss up.
It's a toss. Yeah.
Okay.
They got different sauces, and
They do.
Yeah.
And then do you put mild sauce and hot sauce or just mild sauce on your chicken?
Just mild sauce.
Okay. I remember
she can't have the hot because of the diet.
That's right.
Yeah,
even if she did it now, if you had hot sauce now, it would be like one little dab would send you over the roof.
Yeah.
You'd be like, so hot. Like,
right. How do people eat this?
Yeah.
I used to put hot sauce on everything before I see that. I used to think that was why I got it. But I was like, no, my mom don't have it, so it's not that,
So what hot sauce brand did you use? Did you have Frank's in your bag?
No, Louisiana.
I was gonna say, or Louisiana Red Hot. There you go.
Yep, Louisiana, and I put it on popcorn. I used to eat like the hot crunchy curl cheese, hot crunchy cheese curls, the Vintners, everything hot. Like that was my thing.
Those are so hot. Like kids used to eat that in the morning. I worked at a school at Brownsville, and the kids in the morning, that was their breakfast. It's like, oh my gosh.
Right.
Not for breakfast.
We had to take them away. Like, no, you're not. And then parents will get mad. Like, they're not eating crunchy curls for breakfast. Sorry.
Not for breakfast.
No, that ain't. That's your snack. The afternoon snack. Snack. Not that.
No.
Yeah, no. I got the line. I got like every hot sauce you want in here. I love hot sauce. And you know what my mom likes to buy me? She got me this hot sauce called Slap Your Mama.
Oh, I just saw that.
Seen that one? Yeah, my mom had gotten that. Yeah, a few years back. She actually gotten it for my ex-boyfriend for Christmas. She thought it was a funny name. I was like, Slap Your Mom. But yeah, I'm obsessed with that brand too now. But yeah, I got a whole collection. Whichever one you want. Like, you want the Louisiana? I got it. You want Frank's? You got it. You want Slap Your Mama? I got it. I got the Skyline one for Cincinnati folk. I got that one. I got tobacco. I got all types.
Wow.
Yeah, everything.
I got the hot sauce. I keep it in my bag.
Wow.
Not quite, but thought about
it. Wow. That's amazing.
Right. So, everyone's got their thing. Everyone's got their thing. Don't know how I could live without having hot sauce, but I will say if it gave me pain and fucked with my internal organs, I would cut that shit out. Right? Yeah, we don't need them problems.
Thankfully for you, Sherry, that's not an issue since you have a collection of it.
I swear, I have like an iron stomach when people are like, "Oh, this makes me not feel good. This makes me blood." I'm like, really? I just eat everything. Very occasionally, something will make my tummy upset, and I'm like, "Oh God, is this what like happens to people that can't have gluten or other things? Like this is awful. Oh no." I'm like one day, I'm like,
Lord. I cried over not having to have spicy foods. Like I was diagnosed, and in like 2 years, I didn't know my husband. But when I met him in 2014, we went on one of our dates, and he ordered. And this is the first time we're going out to eat. And I'm like, looking at his plate, and it's like spicy, and I start tearing up. He's like, "What's wrong with you? What did I say? What did I do?" And I'm like, Mom, I can't have that. So he told them to take it, and he got something what I had. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do the diet with you. So he did the diet with me.
That's part of the book.
Time.
Wow.
That's a chapter in the book.
Yeah.
That's love
Until I was able to be like, okay, I can handle you eating it,
And now he's like, all right, I'll have the blackened chicken. Thank you. Everywhere we go. Blackened, please. Thank you. The Cajun. Thank you.
But he was on the diet for about 2 years.
Oh, that's so sweet. Love you.
That's some love.
He was like, oh, I want this girl. Take this food away.
Right.
That's what
That's
what it really was.
Yeah, he knew he had you once he sent that plate away. Like
he was probably like, box it up and send it to me later. I'll eat it tomorrow. I'll take that one home. Well, Dani Jo, thank you so much for joining us. It has been a pleasure. I will be playing your album a little bit more. I got to listen to the older ones, and I'll listen to your hubby's ones. I haven't listened to any of his yet, but I will say that is like the type of music that I love. It's not pop. What genre would you say it is?
We call it pop soul. It had and for as long as it has soul in it.
Yeah, I would say it's kind of pop. It's a little hip hop, but not really. Yet more in the soul side. That is the type of music that I love. So I am your target audience. So and girl, you can sing.
Thank you.
You can. Actually, you know what? Sing us maybe like a little bit from like Forbidden Fruit. Give us like a hook from that one or something, because that's your music video.
Really?
Yep.
Really? Where's my check? No, just kidding.
Sherry gave you that book idea. This is your partial payment for that book idea.
Okay, let me stop laughing. It's so simple. I crave your touch, even though it's toxic, irresistible. I live rent free in your back pocket.
I love it. I love that song. I watched it. I was like, oh, I love this. So thank you. Thank you so much for having us. No, for joining us. They should invite us over.
I know. It's this girls' night. We should have some drinks, even though I don't drink.
You'd have the orange juice, and we would have the mimosas, and we'd all be like, "These are the best drinks ever."
Yes. Oh, man, we have to do that next time.
Yes, girl. But yes, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. We are going to do a quick commercial break, and I'll be back with Kristen to make her talk about the Chicago Bears.
Okay. About the Bears.
But you have a great night, Dani.
All right. Thank you. You too. Thank you, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.
Tranquility. Trey Bella. Alleviate the stress of your day. A fresh approach to nail care service at the top of the pampering scale. Awaken your senses with no chemical smells. Relax. We're at your service with professional, personalized treatments. Enjoy a manicure or pedicure tailored to you. Trey Bella Nail Spa. 10349 South Halsted in Chicago. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Trey Bella Nail Spa or book at TreyBellaNailSpa.com.
Terrence owes me a pedicure there.
Oh, get on
it here first. Mm-hmm. I promise I won't torture you for long.
Okay.
I promise. Okay. And they have officially declared Justin Fields out for this week.
Thank goodness.
Poor guy. Honestly, I'm like watching my Lions against him, and I'm like, they need to take this poor man out of the game. He's just getting clobbered. Like, let him be. If that's supposed to be your franchise QB, you gotta not murder him.
No, and like people were saying, coaches and like, oh, he can learn from this. Most of these people won't even be on the team next year.
Mm-hmm.
So what is he learning? I mean, we already know he can play, so we don't need to see, can he handle, we saw that. It's done. He's the franchise. Done with that. We don't need to see anything else. So if the majority of this line is going to change, what is he really learning? Learning how to run for his life. He learned that starting game one, starting last year. So why risk, they considered risking a long-term injury for nothing. There was nothing to learn
there. And you know what, though? I will say he still made the mistake multiple times of holding onto the ball for too long.
Yeah, he does.
He was just trying to get away, and it's like, bro, Emilio, is it this bad? Alliance fan showing pity?
Yeah, it's rough. I think we feel how you have felt for years. As if the Bears have been good all the time.
Right.
And like I was saying when we were talking earlier, the Bears have a lot of money. Mm-hmm. They'll have this good pick. I kind of think they should trade it for more picks because there's so many holes on this team. It's going to take a couple of off seasons, I'm sure. because and people know how much they need. So players are going to be looking for money because you need us. You need us bad here. Both lines, they're in trouble. I know everyone loves Jack Sanborn. Okay. But then who else? Who else is there? And then Jalen Johnson, I don't know if he'll ever have a healthy year. And Jaquan Brisker. Okay. Vildor doesn't need to come back unless he's on special teams. And
she said he can go over somewhere else.
Yeah. I mean, it's just where the Bears fans have always had defense to rely on. And we just can't ever have two things at the same time.
And this year, the defense wasn't there.
Terrible.
It wasn't there. It showed a little glimmers of hopes here and there, but it wasn't there. And my thing with the delusional Bears fan base, okay, this is all of you, but you hear the ones being like, oh, well, we might be losing, but we're going to get that good pick. Okay. And you think one player is going to change the difference? Like you said, which position should we pick first?
One, and one player who prospects are suspects, you think they'll be good, but you don't know. And it's going to take time. So we'll have to go through he's learning. So you need so much. You need depth, you need starters, and you need depth. So and there's a lot of quarterback hungry teams this year. You have that beautiful pick, trade it, get some more picks. You can get another first round someplace and get a second round, get some more picks. You couple that with your money. Okay, you'll start to build something. But, we keep thinking that this number 2 pick is just going to be the magic.
Right.
Well, yeah, and hoping that they'll do something with the cap more than anything, but that's
really it. Yeah,
quick because there's so many. It's not like we only need to fix one side. Like it always used to be, we just need to fix the offense. Defense is okay. We have to fix everything but our quarterback and running back. That's it.
And the thing is too, like, when we talk about the cap space, it's like, okay, players that have choices. Is this really the move? You know what I mean? Like, is this the organization? Is this the locker room? Is this the coaching staff that they want to go to if they have other choices, right?
How quick do you want to win as a free agent?
Yeah, it's like, might have to offer something more incentive. Like, a player might rather go play for Dan Campbell.
Maybe. They may think
like you see some team, like one thing, like, do I think the Lions are going to make the playoffs this year? No, because we need Seattle to lose to the Rams at home. That's not going to happen. We had some games we lost. It would be great to send Aaron Rodgers home.
Oh,
everyone will be a Lions fan this week.
I was about to say, as Bears
for
fans,
you, Aaron Rodgers,
send him home.
Yeah, but it's like, you just see like the Lions team, like man, those guys like really like being here. They like really are invested. That they love. They Dan Campbell is a player's coach, and then you look at the Bears organization, and you don't see that love, right? You look at the Giants. The Giants is another team that used to be, but now it's like you feel like the players really genuinely enjoy being on the Giants, wanting to play for that coach, right? And so,
and I think
what can you do in Chicago to make that
right? I think the Bears like Eberflus. The problem is that Eberflus doesn't have a team, so you almost have to look to see how he's going to do next year when they put. You got to see what Ryan Poles does as far as putting the team around him.
Yeah.
Then you have to see how he does next year. I know JB is not a Flus fan at all. But
that's a nice way to put it.
But you do have to give him another year because what did he have? I mean, they traded away one of their best defensive players in Roquan Smith.
Yep.
They traded away the only person on the defensive line that anyone respected. I know Robert Quinn maybe wasn't putting up the same numbers, but he got double teamed. They feared at least someone on the line. And you wonder, once Justin Fields and the offense started Luke Getsky started calling plays the way Justin can play, you wonder if they had those better defenders on the team. And some of those games where they lost 32-31 or 33-32, you wonder if they had that better defense, could they have won some of those?
Yeah.
Now, Ryan Poles, and that they probably didn't want to win. They want this pick. So the team was so excited at first, even the defense. Everyone was playing well, not playing well, really, but excited, hungry. Then they started losing. And then they keep losing. And then they keep losing. And while fans...
What are we at, 9 in a row?
Yeah.
10 in a row?
Right. And while fans are okay with... no, fans really aren't. But while, the coaches are okay with playing for the draft pick, the fans and the players, we want to win. Most of the players came from winning programs. So this is foreign to them and it's not enjoyable. So they don't look excited like
I don't think Justin Fields is having fun out there.
At all. I think my computer is about to die. I'm sorry.
Because I told you I'm not going to keep you on long to talk about this.
No, I just realized, I was like, oh, and I don't have my cord. That's why I keep looking around like this. I didn't bring my cord out here. But as far as with the Bears, there's so much work for them to do. It won't get done. A lot of delusional fans think, oh, everything's going to be fixed next year. I'll be shocked if it is. Will they look better? Hopefully. I hope they make the right moves. I feel Justin Fields will be better because he continues to get better. I think they should keep Herbert and Montgomery. And why don't they put them both back there? Herbert is a terrible pass blocker. And they kept putting him in pass blocking situations. And you saw the results. So I don't understand why they don't just have them both. That line, I don't know what they're going to do. That's just shambles. And then receivers, they have Mooney. And did we waste a pick?
It will be nice to have. It would be nice to have Mooney back.
Yeah,
yikes, he needs to learn the playbook.
Yeah.
Or I don't know what's going on there.
You wonder, and you look at the Bears. Is their playbook that complicated that he hasn't learned it yet? Can you just call the play? You run, just run, and I'm gonna throw it to you. If you can't figure out anything else, you just run, and I'll throw you the ball. That's all. That's your job. And that could be the play in the huddle, run.
Run, motherfucker, run.
Number 10, right? Number 10, you just run. Okay, that's the play. And so I don't understand. And in the meantime, Pittsburgh is going to have a nice little pick for this. And we're still wondering what Claypool's going to be. So I say all that to say, Sherry, we have problems. And I am so happy that Saturday is the last time I don't even force myself. I punish myself to watch the Bears every week. And I will not have to punish myself anymore because I'm even going to do it a little bit with Peterman in the game.
Shoot, that's a true fan.
I am. Well, I'm a Cubs fan, Sherry, so I'm a glutton for punishment.
Yeah, you are, girl. Yeah, you are. Well, I appreciate you coming on and joining me for a little girls' night. I will definitely have you on it a little bit more here and there.
Yes, please do. Please invite me back.
I love it. And I think we can all cheer for the Lions on Sunday night to keep at minimum the Packers the fuck out of the playoffs.
Yeah. I'm going for the Lions, and I want the Rams to win. That way, the Lions can get into the playoffs.
I love
the Lions back in the playoffs.
Oh shoot! It would be. You know what? I don't know what I'm gonna do. I would say I go streaking down the.
It's time for some new blood. I want some new blood in the playoffs. So get the Lions back.
Let's go. But at minimum, we'll keep the Packers out.
Yes, please.
But on that note.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.
Bye.